This is a disaster. It literally feels like so long since I've videoed. I've been home for a few weeks and I pre-recorded the last few vlogs, so hello again. I'm so sorry about my voice. This happened like 2 weeks ago at my hen party and I just haven't properly got it back since, so had a good time, but this has happened. So I thought I'd talk a bit about like how I've coped with being at home, because it's really difficult. Like, you're out of your routine, you don't have control over all the cooking and the food, you're going out for a lot of meals, meeting different people, some of them might be quite triggering. Also, this is weird, but I kind of feel like you almost think there's an expectation on you to lose weight when you're out of routine, because it's going to be quite challenging. You think, oh, so I should lose weight then. So like for me, it's like coming against that, like reminding myself, like, no, that is not the aim anymore. Like, I'm not living my life to try and lose weight. Like, it actually doesn't matter where I am in the world or who I'm with. I want to be well because I want to be well, not because I live there or I'm with that person. Like, I guess recovery needs to be more robust than that, and you can be well in different environments. So the first thing I found really hard is just being around different people. Like, in my routine at home, I surround myself with people generally who are like quite body positive or just not really body focused, to be honest. I don't have a friendship group from the gym or who are into a certain diet or anything like that, because that's not how I want to live my life. So I try to like surround myself with people that I respect and enjoy spending time with, and yeah, who are just good role models for me, really. Same with Instagram. I don't follow people who are like on this diet or that diet or do this exercise program or have this body or that body or whatever, because like, even if it does work for them, sometimes I doubt if it does, but even if, great, good for them, they do exercise however often a day and they look amazing, like, it doesn't really work for me, and that's not really how I want to spend my life. So yeah, in my normal routine, I surround myself with whoever. But then when I've come home, I'm like meeting people all the time that are like, and I love my family and friends, and like generally most of them are like well and stuff, but even still, there's going to be someone who's like training for a marathon, or someone else who skips breakfast, or someone else who's turned vegetarian or vegan since I last saw them. All of those things can be so challenging, because when you see it, you're like, oh my God, so I should do that. And straight away my eating disorder jumps on it, like, well, you need to be eating less than that person and you need to be doing more than that person, and if they've cut out meat, you should also cut out meat, and if they're skipping breakfast, you should also skip breakfast. But the problem is, if I did that with like every person I come into contact with, and if I borrow bits from each of those people, like, that will just add up to an eating disorder for me. And maybe they can do these things as part of like a balanced, healthy lifestyle and maintain a healthy weight and mind, but I can't. It will just send me completely back into my eating disorder. So like, I've just been constantly trying to remind myself, like, stick to your own path. You are you. Your body and mind are independent of theirs and what they're doing. If I copy them, they're still off living their normal healthy life, and I'm then stuck with an eating disorder because I thought I should work out more or eat less than they did. One of the times I found this really difficult is when we're like out ordering food, and if other people order a salad or they don't want chips with their food or whatever, and I end up eating more than someone else, my head straight away is like, you're going to get fat because you're eating more than that person. And that is just not true. Like, physically, I won't change based on what someone else is eating, but mentally, if I copy what they're eating, shit will get bad. Like, if I do start ordering salads, then the next time I go to have dinner, I'll have to have a salad again. So for now, at least, this might not be forever, but just for now, I still need to like actively force myself to not order a salad, because it's kickstarting like a slippery slope for me, really, and it will start a set of behaviors that just wouldn't be healthy, and they just keep me trapped in my illness. And also, I'm really enjoying being able to eat like sandwiches, burgers, pizza, pasta. Like, I enjoy ordering full meals, and no wonder, to be honest, I've gone through years of restriction and physically and mentally starving myself. So like, my body's got some making up to do, and I really can't compare myself to someone who's well and who's been eating healthily every single day for the last 10, however many years, when I've not been doing. And I honestly think if you put anybody else's body through what our bodies have been through, they would have the same kind of hunger, and they wouldn't be happy sat with a salad, because they'd be starved too, and they'd have forgotten what these foods taste like, and their body would be needing to heal, and their minds would be needing to heal, so they would need this food. when we were on holiday, my mum and my sister liked going for runs together, and my whole family likes going for walks, to be honest. But I'm doing like no exercise at the moment because I just don't need that extra obsession, and I worry that my motivation would be wrong if I started. And if I went for one run one day, I'd then have to go for another run the next day, and I wouldn't be able to stop. And it is so hard watching someone else go and do it and thinking they're burning calories and I'm sat here being lazy and I'm going to get fat because I'm not doing anything. But again, like, my body is independent of theirs. My body doesn't assess what exercises everyone else done, what have I done, I'll put on weight compared to them. Like, my body acts for itself. So yeah, I'm just trying so hard to like just focus on me basically and not compare to other people. And like, do I want to stay ill for the next however many years because so-and-so went for a run and I thought I should do it, or so-and-so ate a salad and I thought I should do it? Like, it's just not a behaviour I can engage in healthily at the moment. And I know I'm still not well enough yet to make a decision to eat less or do more, because when I do it, the next day I have to match it. So when we were away, we didn't have oats in one morning for breakfast, and other people were skipping breakfast. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just have an apple then. That's all I need. I'm just doing what other people are doing. I'm joining in. Like, your mind tricks you into thinking you're making healthy decisions. But I could tell it wasn't healthy, because the next day I then thought, okay, now I need to have an apple today because I can't have more than yesterday because it will make me fat. Which is just ridiculous. Like, our bodies aren't machines. They don't calculate day by day, like, what did we have yesterday, blah, 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 blah. And also, I don't want to live a life like that. I want to have like fun and be spontaneous and do different things in my life. I don't want every single day to replicate exactly what the previous day did. Like, it's really boring. And I even started doubting what I'd been doing before. Like, I started thinking, oh, maybe my porridge shouldn't be made with like milk and peanut butter and maple syrup and stuff like that. I was like, maybe those things do make me gain weight. So like, even things that I'd actively challenged and proven to myself, like, these are normal foods that do not make you gain excessive weight, all my thoughts started clicking back in, like, no, that does make you gain weight, that does make you fat, you do just need to have fruit for breakfast every day. It's actually scary how quickly I fell straight back into an old thought process. So that to me is just like massive alarm bells that I'm just not in a position yet where I can be choosing to eat a salad or go out for a run or have fruit for breakfast, because I'm still not in a place where I'm making those choices out of preference. I'd be making them out of like fear or food rules or driven by an eating disorder. And I just think, like, if you're falling into those routines or an old habit or an old rule or whatever, you're starting to believe something you believed before, break it. Break the cycle, because it will never be an easy day to do it. Like, the next day I was then like, oh, well, we're having a big lunch out today, so I'll just have an apple today. But then another day I might think, oh, well, I've woken up late today, so I'm too close to lunch, so I'll just have an apple now. Like, there is always an excuse, and it will completely keep you trapped in an eating disorder cycle and keep you a slave to these rules that you've had for years. And like, they don't bring you happiness, they don't work, they're not even real, like, they're total bullshit. Like, I've proven to myself that I can eat porridge for breakfast, and it's awesome. I have so much fun making my oats and putting all different toppings on, and I don't want to stop being able to do that and start having to eat an apple for breakfast every day. I honestly had to really psych myself up for getting back onto proper breakfasts and just remind myself, like, these rules are bullshit. They've never made me happy. I've not got fat from eating porridge. So like, you can't wait for it to get easy again. Like, you have to force it, and it's just going to be hard for the first couple of times. See, I think that's been my main challenge, and like my little slip whilst I've been at home was that couple of days where I fell back into an old rule. But I just had to break it. Like, I just had to think, well, it's just going to feel shit. I'm just going to have to do it and get myself back on track, because like, how many years do I need to do an old behaviour and revisit an old rule to realise that it doesn't work and it is just a pile of shite? Another thing I've struggled with coming home is always needing to eat more than other people, and then sometimes people comment on it as well, like, God, you're eating a lot, or good for you, blah, blah, blah. Like, just don't comment on my diet, full stop, to be honest. But people always will, because they're nosy little buggers. And like, most people probably don't eat 6 times a day, but like, I need to eat 6 times a day at the moment. Maybe I will for the rest of my life, who knows? But certainly now I need to. And it can be awkward if you're like out and you have to get a snack and no one else is eating, or like one day we ate dinner really late and I'd already had my snack, and I was like, okay, so I'm actually gonna have to eat another snack, because it was like 4 hours before dinner and I don't generally go 4 hours without food. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to have another snack then. And if their bodies had been through starvation, like, they'd probably need to eat a lot more as well. But like, they haven't, so I can't compare. And like, it might look odd to other people, but it just is what it is. You just need that extra food, definitely in recovery and in weight gain. But to be honest, sometimes you might just want to eat some cake when no one else is, or get an ice cream, or order a burger when everyone else has got a salad. Like, to be honest, I actually think it's quite cool. I've got quite a lot of respect for people who have good appetites and eat well. Like, just because someone else is doing something doesn't mean your body or mind is going to need the exact same thing, and especially not after years of restriction and starvation. So yeah, I was just constantly reminding myself, like, it is okay to eat more. My body isn't going to gain extra weight because someone else isn't eating, but if I copy what they're doing, my mind will stay screwed. So yeah, that was kind of on a loop my whole trip home, to be honest. And actually, sometimes people even made comments like, if we were going out for dinner, they'd be like, oh, well, I'll just have an apple now because I want to save my appetite for later. And I was thinking, oh my God, I could eat whatever now and I'll definitely still manage to eat again later. Like, whatever someone else is doing, if it's involving any form of restriction, exercising, or compensation, it is not going to be healthy for me. So like, if they can do it, fine, I'll let them get on with it. I can't. And I'm not in recovery for that person, and I don't have the same body and mind as them. So like, yeah. Some comments people make are like, they're almost like eating disorder thoughts that people say, but like they just make it as an off the cuff remark. And then I'm like, oh my God, so is that true? Like, should I believe in that? But I don't know, like, people can make that comment and then move on with their life and they're fine. But if I buy into that comment and think, oh, so I should only eat an apple if I'm going out for dinner or whatever, I'm going to have an eating disorder. Like, it's tried and tested. I know this stuff will happen. So yeah, those are some of the things I've like struggled with or had to challenge whilst I've been home. And like, don't get me wrong, it's been really fun as well. I've enjoyed being able to join in and go out for dinners and be a lot freer around my food and be able to like join in with other people. But like, I can only do those things because I'm eating 6 times a day, because I'm not having an apple for breakfast, because I'm not going out for a run with my mum and sister, because I'm eating an extra snack before a late dinner. Like, I know if I go back to my old behaviours, I'll end up back in my eating disorder, and then this trip would have been horrible, really. Like, I wouldn't have joined in at all. I'd have been shit scared of food all the time. I wouldn't have been able to go for a cider at the pub with my family. Like, I know I'm only able to do these things because of all these like good challenges I've been doing and repeating, and weight gain and consistent eating and not cutting out food groups. Like, God, I'm even reminding myself this stuff now. It's really hard because there's always going to be people that have got weird eating habits, and you're always going to, or maybe not always, but for now, for me at least, I latch onto those things and it like reminds me of my old ideas that I had, and I start thinking, well, maybe I should be doing that. But yeah, I'm really just trying to like actively remind myself what that life gave me, and maybe that person can do it and not end up in a shitty, isolated, restricted little anorexic bubble life, but like, I do end up in that life if I do those things. So I think I'm going to walk down to the beach now and get an ice cream before it rains. Good old UK weather. Cornish ice cream is the best thing ever. And like, it doesn't matter if someone else is going dairy free at the moment, or they're intolerant, or someone else is vegan, whatever. Like, I love ice cream and I want to eat ice cream. So like, I don't know, you just need to look after yourself and like be on your own path. I don't know, people just always have eating habits, and I don't want to start eating dairy free because someone else is dairy intolerant, or start eating vegan because someone else is vegan. Like people have got different values and beliefs, and maybe it works for them, and that's great. I'd never stop someone else doing it, but like, it just doesn't work for me. I can't have any kind of food rules or any kind of food restriction because I will just end up straight back in the hell of my eating disorder. So yeah, ice cream's my favourite food, so I'm just going to go and enjoy an ice cream regardless of what XYZ person happens to be doing. And then later I'm actually thinking of trying to go to the pub, which is on my own, which is a little bit sad, but I just fancy going there and having a pint. My family do it and it just looks like such a nice thing to do. Take my laptop, I can edit my video and sit and have the pint. This pub is like in the middle of the beach. It's absolutely amazing. You have to like walk across the sand to get there, and you get a really nice sunset. Maybe not today, but I definitely struggle with like treating myself to nice stuff when I'm on my own, because if I'm with my family and they're going for a drink, I can justify it because I'm with them and I'm joining in, and it's just what everybody's doing. If we're all going out for dinner, I'll go out for dinner. But then if I'm on my own, it would be really hard for me to like spend the money on the food or to buy really nice food or to maybe indulge. And it's definitely something I want to challenge, because like, who am I recovering for? I'm not recovering so that I can eat next to this person or with all of these people. Like, again, I want my recovery to be like robust, I guess, and like I'll be recovered wherever I am. I still just want to be able to do all of these things for me. So I'm thinking about trying to challenge myself to that later. We'll see. But yeah, for now, I'll go and get my coat on and then go and get my ice cream. Okay, it's melting everywhere, but I got rum and raisin and carrot cake. Oh my god, it's literally going everywhere. This is a disaster. It's going to take it onto the rocks. Just got down to the carrot cake. It's literally so good. That was so good. I'm so glad I had one. I've definitely wanted one of those before, and like my sister's not had one, so then I've been like, oh no, I won't have one then. Oh my god, I love ice cream. Right, it's kind of weird recording out here and I'm cold. Now I've had an ice cream, so I'm gonna head home. So I'm back home. I think I forgot to say where I am at the start of this video. So I'm in Cornwall at the moment at my dad's house, staying here for a couple of days and then going back home tomorrow. And this is where Brendan and I are getting married in the summer. So I'm just trying to do like a couple more wedding bits whilst I'm here. So this morning I've been to the beach to pick up some mussel shells and I'm just cleaning them off now. So I picked all these and I'm just like washing them and then putting them here to dry. And the idea is to use them as like name settings on the tables. So if I can find really big ones, I want to like write people's names inside the shell. But the problem is loads of them are like really tiny. Like whose name am I going to write in that? So I've got some nice big ones, which look quite cool. So I'm just going to clean the shells off for an hour or so and do some wedding-y stuff and then hopefully head to the pub. I really want to go and get a cider, and like I watch everyone else do it and I'm so jealous and I'm always thinking like, oh, I wish I could do that. And I'm just thinking like, just do it then, like live the life you want to live. Like what's the point just watching other people and thinking, oh, if only, like this is my life. And I guess at some point if you want to do it, you just have to do it. And like it might not be the easiest thing, but yeah, I don't know, YOLO I guess. And in my head, I'm like, oh, but you just had an ice cream, so you can't go for a drink now. Or why don't you just get a gin and tonic? You could get something lower calorie, like why do you need to have a cider? But like, I love cider. I want to get cider because I like it and it's my favourite, and I don't always want to be the person that like has to have the lowest calorie thing or has to skip food or has to just miss out altogether. Like, oh, it's so annoying. Sometimes I literally just am like, oh, my head. But yeah, fingers crossed. I'll trump these stupid friggin' thoughts in my head and we'll be going to the pub for a cider. Cheers! I feel a bit weird recording, but this is the pub where we're going to come the night before our wedding and have some drinks here. So look how nice the view is. So pretty. Anyway, opposite actions, I guess. I'm going to stop recording because it looks weird.